It's nice to see you again for this mindful movement session. Just due to my setup, if you see me looking over here, that means I'm looking at you. If you see me looking here, I'm looking at the camera just because I've had to do cable like vines going all over the place to try and put places where I can fit everything. But that shouldn't affect the session, just where I'm looking. But welcome in. Hope you've had a good 2 weeks and ready for this mindful movement session. As always, just do the best you can during this. If you need to take any rests or break, or if there's anything you can't quite do, whether that's range of motion or positioning or whatever it may be, just do the best that you can do. And if you need to do a shorter version or whatever it may be, that is absolutely fine. But take the break, take some hydration if you need to. Remember, this is your session. I'm just here to guide you the best that I can. With that out of the way, get started by first of all, get yourself nice and comfortable, however that looks for you. And we'll start with some nice deep breathing going in through the nose, out through the mouth, and continue that breathing there. And sometime over the next couple of breaths, start to close your eyes down and bring that focus inwards. Just go nice deep breath in and out. And just repeat it through there. Nice, slow, deep breathing. And bring that focus inward, starting to, as we focus on our breathing and focusing in on it, it naturally blocks out the surrounding environment as we do so. Our minds are not very good at saying no to something, but they're very good at focusing on something, and that helps us to block everything else out. So if you're ever feeling like you need to focus, bring that attention into doing it on one thing. It really does help. And here we use the breathing to do that. And that just helps to slow everything down and bring that focus in. Now we are a little bit more focused here. Keep that breathing going, but remind yourself that often turning up to the session is the hardest thing to do. So congratulate yourself for being here once again for another session. But also remind yourself that for the next hour, we are here. So let's remain focused and do the best that we can with the time that we've got together. And also remind yourself that it doesn't have to be perfect what you do today. It just has to be to the best of your ability. And sometimes that's going to be good. Sometimes it's going to be better on some days than other. So it's the best of your ability that you can do today. And that's all that we require from you. Keep the breathing going, but sit up nice and tall. Keep the eyes closed here, though, for a bit longer. And just do some nice deep breathing. And as you do so, notice how your chest rises as you breathe in, the shoulders come back naturally, and you sit up nice and tall. And as you breathe out, notice how you relax down. And just notice that flow between the two, between breathing in and breathing out, and how your body responds to those slow, deep breaths that you're doing. If you want to help to visualize that a little bit more, you can put your hand on the chest as well. That just helps you to really feel how that chest is expanding as you breathe in and contracting as you breathe out. Okay, when you're ready to, you can start to open up your eyes. Continue the breathing, but as we breathe in, we're going to shrug up. And as we breathe out, we're going to relax down. And with this, as you breathe in and shrug up, I want you to really squeeze those shoulders, squeeze those muscles, and then as you breathe out, just relax it all off. Yeah, nice big squeeze as you breathe in. Big relax off as you breathe out. We're going to do the same, but instead of going up and down with it, we're going to bring the shoulder blades back, squeeze them together, and then push the shoulders forwards as you breathe out. So breathe in, squeeze back, breathe out, push forwards. Nice. Big squeezes with the muscles. That's effectively pumping the muscle, helping it to send blood to the area. That blood carries all the oxygen, nutrients, everything that it needs to recover. It just helps it just to relax off fully here, which is good. Okay, let's go into some shoulder rotations, just moving it around whichever direction to begin with. It doesn't matter because we will change in a minute anyway. Nice work, keeping that going nice. Fairly big circles. You have to go really big with them, but just get good size round. Excellent work. Let's change direction and go the opposite way. Yeah, and just moving them around. Okay, let's do a little bit more by putting the hands roughly on the shoulders and then starting to bring those elbows around now. And as always, the hands don't need to be locked in position here. They can glide around a bit. The main focus is getting those elbows going round the best that you can do here. Good work, everybody. Let's change direction and go the opposite way. Don't mind me. My little quadriplegic sneeze, as I call it. Good work. Let's start to open up a little bit more by just doing the full arm going around. If you can't do it fully like this, we can do it with a bent arm or a smaller circle. Just do the biggest circles that you can. However that looks for you. Let's change direction. Let's swap over to the other side now as well, getting that one going around. Again, just doing the best you can with this. If that's with a bent arm or a smaller range of motion, that's fine if that's what you can do. And change direction. Good. Now let's reach over to one side and then over to the other side. Each time you can hold it from sort of 3 to 5 seconds. That would be great. Just reach over, count to between 3 and 5, and then over to the other side. I say between 3 and 5 because sometimes it's hard to hold this position. So just hold it for a shorter time. But if you feel like you're comfortable in this position, you can hold it for a little bit longer. And this is exactly what's needed for me today. If you can't bring the arm up and over the top, then bring it up to the best you can. If that's across the front of your body or even lower down, that's fine. If that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do to get this in. Good work. On this next one, we're going to bring both arms back like so, and then reach one arm forwards, and then bring it back, and then the other arm forwards. I'm just going to come to the side as well because it's easier to show it on here. So from the side here, bring those arms back the best you can. That's going to open up that chest area, and then reach one arm forwards and really push the shoulder forwards in the joint there as you do so. That's going to help feel the stretch. Bring it back, stretch it out, and then reaching forwards and go back and forth between one side and the other. Cool, I'm feeling tight today. Serves me right for having a week off, eh? Good. Let's do our rotator cuffs now. So to do this, we bring the arms up and then rotate them around. So going from here to here, keep the elbows raised as you do so. Now you've got two options. This is option number one. Option number two is to bring the elbows down and then bring the hands out to the side and back in. So I'll leave that up to you which one you want to do. This one, you get a little bit more range of motion, I would say. But if that's too much to hold that up there, you can just bring the hands in and out. Good work. Let's give that a little shoulder rotation, maybe a little bit of a wiggle as we ease out of that there. Good. We're going to bring both hands up to our chest area, and then we're going to push one arm forwards and then bring it back. As you push out, breathe out. As you breathe in, pull it in. Now try and get those arms extended as you do so. But don't worry if you can't fully extend, if you can only get so far, or even if you need to use the other arm as support, that's fine. I like to shuffle forwards, that gives me a little bit extra support. Just link the breathing with the movement here. So as you push out, breathe out. As you pull in, breathe in. But try and make it one long fluid movement, not 1, 2. It's just one all the way through. Nice work, everybody. Let's just keep that going there. Good extension with the arms. Reach forwards, pull back. Okay, let's do that a little bit more. So as we reach forwards, I want you to lean forwards into it, bring the head down a bit as well, and then bring it back. If you need to, you can use your other arm, which I will be doing, which is to lean on so you can help bring yourself back up in line. Still breathe out as you push out. Still breathe in as you pull in. And still try and make it one fluid movement here as you reach forwards, as you bring it back. And if you can hear that noise, that's the world's loudest air conditioning unit. There seems to be in this. I know I've only got a little mic here, so I shouldn't pick it up, but had to put the aircon in. I do know the Fahrenheit this time because it told me on the news this morning it's 90. So it's hot and it's dry. Yeah, let's extend that a little bit more now. So as you reach forwards, when we come back, we're going to come up and over and down behind. I'm going to come a little bit forward so I don't hit the wall. So reach forwards, then come up and over behind you. Good. So reaching forwards with the other arm, up and over on the way back. If you can't come all the way up and over, we could come to the side a little bit more or even lower, whatever you need to do. Good work. Okay, let's bring it into the middle again. And then on this time, we're going to go out to the side and back in, out to the other side and back in. And just go back and forth between the two, reaching out, bringing it in. Nice, slow, easy movements. Link the breathing in, breathe out as you push out, breathe in as you pull in. Okay, let's do that a little bit more now. So as you reach out, we're going to lean down. You can use your other hand to hold on, but lean down as you do so and bring it back in. Now let's try and get my ear down near my arm or my shoulder here, and then bring it back in just to extend it that little bit far. But just go the best you can on this. If you can't reach that far over, that's fine. Just reach to where you can and bring it back in. And this is all about just linking the breathing with the movements, nice and fluid. And let's extend that a little bit more now. So as you reach out to the side, do so as we did on the previous one, but bring it up and over on the way back, almost like we're trying to put a seatbelt on. So we go out to the side, up and over, and then down. Again, like we're putting a seatbelt on. Good work, everybody. And let's make whichever one you're on now the last one. And bring it in there. Once you've done that, let's just do some shoulder rotations. Change direction. And just give it a nice little shake off. Let's have a hydration break here before we move on to the next bit. Yeah, I definitely needed this session after the last week. I was in Vegas for most of it with the family, but also I did a trip to Fort Worth during that trip because I was speaking at a conference in front of YMCA CEOs from Texas. So I had to quickly fly back. I was absolutely exhausted over the weekend, just about caught up with sleep and ready to do this session again. So, but all good. But I definitely need this today, and it's good that we can do these nice, relaxing sessions. I always find them like as a bit of a reset from what I've been doing. So it's really great to be able to do this for myself and also be able to help you guys do the same thing as well. But with that out of the way, let's get on to our next bit here. We're going to do some movement in our spine, starting with the neck. And we'll start just by nice and simply looking up, looking down, and just going back and forth between the two there. Just nice, gentle, easy movements, nice and relaxing. We don't have to do a huge range of motion here. We just want to get it moving, getting it mobilized. And that's just going to help the spine just to move in the way it's designed to here. And these are the first two movements of the four that we can do. Flexion is looking down, extension is looking up. You may not realize this, but there's so many little tiny muscles that go into moving the neck. It's very intricate, a very complicated area. And because they're the muscles we don't normally talk about, I feel like they get overlooked quite a lot. We often talk about like the chest muscles, the shoulders, the back, but there's so many little tiny muscles here that operate the spine, operate the neck, the jaw, all within this neck area. And keeping them moving like so really does help to keep them healthy, keep them mobile, and keep them doing what we need them to do. Okay, continuing on there. And let's move into our next one into rotation. So rotate one side and then the other, back and forth between the two. So it's just nice and easy. Looking one side, then the other. Nice work. Yes, it's just nice, easy gliding. We don't need to go around a really big range of motion here. We just need to get it moving. Nice, gentle, and controlled. And then let's go into our next movement here, which is our lateral flexion. Let's bring one ear to one shoulder and then one ear to the other shoulder. And we go back and forth between the two here. And this one probably feels the tightest of all of them. But if you're a regular here, you know that tightness is usually caused by weakness in the muscle there. And that's because we don't tend to do this type of movement on a day-to-day basis. So just getting this movement in, first of all, is going to really help. The head is heavy, so moving it side to side is going to work these muscles, even just a little bit. It's going to work these muscles and help to essentially get it moving and stronger and help it be doing what it's designed to do, which is support and move the head. Good. Well, we're going to go through the rest of our spine now. So we'll start with some flexion and extension. So extend through and curl over. So curling like a prawn, arching like a high jumper, going back and forth between the two here. Nice work. Let's go into our rotation now. So we rotate around to one side, around to the other side, and back and forth between the two. There you go. We don't need to really pull ourselves around here as long as we're getting some rotation in, mobilizing that spine, keeping it nice and healthy. That's the main thing here. Okay, let's go into some lateral flexion now. Let's we bend down to one side, bend down to the other. Good work, everybody. And let's go into some rotation going around. See if we're in a whirlpool now. And this is just combining some of them together. Extension, lateral flexion, flexion, all together. And change direction. Yeah, and give that a nice little shake off there with this one. Let's bring our hands together in a prayer position. And as we do now, we're going to reach up, out, and around. Now we've got some options here for this. If you can't bring the arms fully up and around, just get to where you can, if that's only just above the head height or chest height. Doing what you can here. If you're only able to do it single arm as well, you can always do the same, but with just the one arm, if that's the option available to you. But whichever one you do the best you can to reach up, out, around, and down, and just mobilize it there. Now we could take it a one step further as well, if you want to add a little bit more of a stretch in. As you bring their palms together, try and keep the elbows together too, as you bring it up and through. And those elbows together, just going to introduce a little bit more of a stretch. Good. Let's change direction and go the opposite way now. So you come up and around, palms together, and then try and bring those elbows together as you bring it down, if that's your thing you're trying to achieve by bringing the elbows together. Good work. Okay, let's do some a little bit of shoulder rotations, and then we're going to return to some nice deep breathing. Yeah, so just nice deep breaths going in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really try and slow down your breathing here. Bring that focus inwards again. Good work. With this next bit here, we're going to do some Tai Chi-like movements. So we'll go through some various ones here just to help keep us moving, keep us flowing as we go through it. So just do the best you can as always, and I'll be guiding you every step of the way. So just keep your breathing going in a nice, normal, easy manner. But as you do so, bring the hands up to around about your eye level and then bring them down. And that's all we're going to start with here, just going up to the eye level and bringing it back down. And just go back and forth between that here. And the speed here is completely up to you. If you want to go nice and slowly, that's fine. If you want to go really slow, that's fine as well. Or if you want to have a bit more flow and rhythm to it, that's also good. I would encourage you to go on the slower side of things, but it's up to you what you can and can't do. I understand that if you go too slow, you might not have the balance to hold those positions. So just go what you can here through this range of motion. Nice work. Good work. Keep that going. I'm just seeing what everyone's doing. Everyone's still awake. That's good. Good. Okay. So what we're going to do now is come up to the left and back down. Up to the middle and back down. Up to the right. Back down. Back up to the middle again. Down and then to the left. So you go left, middle, right, middle, left, middle, right, middle. Keep that going. I'm just going to grab myself a drink. As I said, it's hot here even with the aircon on. Let's relax those arms down. On the next one, we're going to bring one hand up. We're going to imagine we're almost pegging up some washing. We bring hands together here, then draw one over to the other side, and then this hand comes to join it. Then we come back again, and then back to that hand. So keep that going if you've got it. If you're not, we bring both hands to one side, and then we draw one hand over to the other side, and then the other hand comes to join it. And then it comes back again, And then that one comes down as well. It's just back and forth, almost like a pendulum swinging. And if you need to do this one-armed as well, you can always do this with the one. Just go back and forth if that's something you need to do. If you need to rest your arms down at any point as well, that's fine. This one is a little bit tougher on the shoulders. Good work. Let's rest those arms down. Do a few more shoulder rotations again. Excellent work, everybody. Where are we up to with the times here? Good, plenty of time still. Okay, if you need a drink, grab yourself a drink. Then we move into the last bits of today's session. We're going to keep it nice and relaxed today. So we're going to go into some meditation next, and we're just going to extend it out for a longer period of time. In fact, we're going to do two different types of meditation, or more of the mindfulness work to end today's session. So to start with, we are going to do a body scan here. So I'm pretty sure most people here have done a body scan before, but just to give you the rough overview in case you've not, essentially we start from the top of our head and we're going to work all the way down through our body to the tip of our toes. I'm going to guide you every step of the way and tell you what to focus on. And that's all you need to do is to focus on those areas, see how you feel. We're not trying to fix anything in these moments. We're just trying to observe. The more we observe, the better idea of what we feel like our body should feel like on a regular basis. And we understand when things are not feeling so great, feeling really good, or whatever it may be. It's just about observation. So when you're ready to, let's start to close down the eyes. And first of all, let's just focus on the breathing, going in through the nose and out through the mouth. But when you're ready to, let's start to bring that focus and attention. Keep your eyes closed as well. It does really help if you haven't already. Bring that attention right to the top of your head. And just focus in there and see how it feels. Now, this is an area that doesn't have many nerve endings. So the sensory area here is a lot less than other parts of our body. And that's okay. We're just putting the focus there and seeing what comes back to us. As we come down now into our forehead and just noticing this area. So for myself, I'm a little bit tired, as I mentioned. So the forehead and this area is feeling maybe a little bit on the sorer side, maybe even a slight headache, but that's okay. I'm just observing. I'm just noticing it. I also can make some recommendations to myself, as you can as well. In this scenario, maybe some more hydration would really help to alleviate that. Let's bring down the focus now into our forehead and our eyebrows and our eyes. Now, this is a really good indicator here of how well you're sleeping or how strange your eyes are. So if you're somebody who doesn't get much sleep and uses a computer all day, the eyes could ache a little bit, especially in the afternoon and evening. So just notice that and think about steps you could take to help that. Better sleep, maybe some more time away from the screen, whatever it may be, can help that. Let's come down now into our cheeks, mouth and jaw. And you can give these a movement if you need to help you understand how it feels. Bring that focus now from that area. We're going to come around to the back of our neck and to the top of the vertebrae. So that's the very top vertebrae here in our spine, and just feel all the way down. You can move your head at the same time if that helps you to give any feeling in that area. Just notice how it feels. Bring that focus now down through the neck as the neck begins to reach the shoulder area. And it comes out. And again, we can move our shoulders a little bit here. Feel free to give them a wiggle, a shake, whatever you need to, just to get some feeling of how it is. Now, we have done a lot of mobility work here today within the shoulders at the beginning of the session. So they might feel quite loose, but also might be quite tired at the same time. We did some holds and various other bits as well, which may tire the shoulders out. So if it's feeling loose and feeling a bit tired, that's perfectly normal for today. Other times you can check it. You may feel it feels different, and that's okay too. Let's move down now our arms in through our biceps and our triceps. And again, you can give them a move into our elbow joints. Again, a very important part of our body, often overlooked, but equally important to other joints in our upper body. Let's go down now through our forearms into our wrist. You can give your wrist a wiggle. Mine have not so great lately, so I'm just keeping an eye on them. And this is a good opportunity just to get some feedback as I go through the range of motion. So I've got good range of motion for myself. If I put pressure on, that's where it starts to hurt a little. So I just have to make sure that I'm keeping attention to that, making sure I'm not overstraining it. Let's bring it up through our arms now into the chest area. And the back as well. And again, we can move our spine here just to help us really understand how it's feeling, how it's going. And down into our hips now. We can give our hips a little wiggle, a little shake, just to see how it's going, how it feels. And this area you may not get much feedback from, and that's okay. We're just exploring how it feels in this moment. Go down through our upper legs, down into our knees. If you can't move your knees independently, you can use your arms just to give them a wiggle about, or extend or flex or whatever you want to do with them. Moving down now into our ankles, our feet and our toes. And this is an area that I can't feel. And I can't get any sort of movement from. So I'm just putting all the focus and attention down there and seeing what comes back. So now we've got our attention all the way down there. What we're going to do is all together, we'll take 3 deep breaths. And as we do so, we're going to imagine a nice white, bright light going from the tip of our toes, filling ourselves up all the way to the top of our head. And we're going to do 3 of these here. So nice big deep breath in and out. Let's do 2 more. One more. And start to open up the eyes as we bring it into the next one coming out. If you want to take a little hydration break before we go into this next one, though, feel free to do so. But we're going to go into one of our meditation wonders, or whatever we want to call it. And today we are going to go for a beach walk. So just what we do, once you've had your drink, we're going to close down our eyes again, and we'll put our focus and attention into starting to open up the scene of a beach. Now, this can be a beach you've been to. It can be an amalgamation of beaches you've been to. It can be completely made up or something you've seen online or whatever it may be. Just start to imagine this beach, and imagine you're on the beach as well. So not looking from the sky, but looking from that human perspective. And just really start to paint that picture in your mind of how it looks from the sand, the sky, the sea. Whatever it is, just try and get more detail in there. The more detail, the more believable, and the more chance we have of relaxing in this moment. Let's start to bring in our next sense now as well with the sound. And start to imagine what the sounds would be here. Maybe that's gentle crashing of the waves on the beach. Maybe there's some birds chirping or some people talking or just the wind just gently blowing through some nearby trees. Whatever it may be, just start to get your scene more visual, more audible, and just overall a better experience. Let's start to bring in another sense now to bring in the smell if you can. Just start to imagine what it would smell like there. That sea air. Maybe there's even the smell of ice cream nearby. Whatever it may be, just start to bring that into your scene. Make it even more vivid and real within your mind. And now let's bring in some touch into the scene as well. So whether you want to run your hands in the sea, dip your toes in there, run them through the sand, whatever you want to do, just imagine what it would feel like. Maybe it's just feeling that wind going over your skin. Whatever it is, just start to imagine it, picture it in your mind. And then bring it out of that one. And then what we do is try and imagine all of those senses together here. Really make it as vivid as you can. And just whilst we're in this moment, I want you just to kind of almost take a step back. Don't get rid of your scene, but just take a step back and just notice how you feel in this moment. Notice how more relaxed you are. The blood pressure's down, the heart rate's down, everything just more relaxed in this situation. And that is the idea of what we're doing here with this. We're using all these things to focus on, and that really helps us just to relax. It calms the body, calms the mind, and really just helps us to fully relax. Often when we try and relax too much, it's we tend not to because we're trying too hard. Instead, if we focus on something else, the body just naturally follows and relaxes as well. So doing these activities really does help just to bring down that stress, bring down that anxiety, whatever it may be, just help to relax the body out. When you're ready to, let's start to close down that scene. Don't open your eyes just yet. Just whilst you're closing the scene, just thank yourself for being here today. Whether you want to give yourself a pat on the back, round of applause, and staying focused throughout the whole of today's session. So well done for that. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes, come back to the room as we are done there for today's session. Good work, everybody.